My friends, good day. Macron refuses to leave no matter the cost. Actually, I can speak to you as an African. We're among ourselves. There are a lot of dictators or marshals or mustachioed men. Macron isn't mustachioed, but we can put him in that category. In fact, sometimes up to 2 hours before they're overthrown, just a few hours before they're put in irons, right? Well, people said they would never leave. They said they were there to serve, that they wanted to serve the people, serve the nation, stay, cling to power. One day we learned that despite everything, he still left, was arrested, or something else happened. Anyway, there are countries where generally there are other forces that take care of those things. Isn't that right? Like the military or others who sometimes come to arrest someone who is, who becomes uncontrollable and then who is dragging the nation down with him. And what's terrible is that I see in France that it's a presidential monarchy, that France is a monarchy built around the personality of the president. So maybe the French, maybe they got rid of their king, didn't they, with a particularly violent method, right? But in the end, what did they do? They set up in its place a presidential system that's just as bad as the previous one. We know, even if we look at the level of privileges and all that, we even have armies of privileged people in the Republic. Just like before, there was the nobility. So in reality, nothing changes. We take the same people and start over, just with different labels. We stick on different labels. So what's terrible about this masquerade is that it seems like the National Rally has saved Macron. So actually, we wonder what game he's playing, because I think that at some point you have to go straight to the point. You have to go right at him, and then make sure that this guy, that he's taken out of the equation. Why? Because he's someone who never wanted to respect the French people. He also never wanted to respect the verdict of the polls. Remember, he led a coup d'etat in 2024, that year. The Macronists lost the legislative elections. Yet, what did he do? Since then, there has been a succession of governments totally subservient to Macron. So right now, really, the situation is completely going around in circles. So I keep on watching it, but I'm waiting from 1 hour to the next for something big to happen. I hope it will be Macron's resignation, but honestly, whatever it takes, I don't see this guy resigning. What he could do is call for the dissolution of the assembly. I even think he's using the dissolution of the assembly as a kind of underlying threat, because you see what I mean? Look, imagine you have your job, you're in the assembly, you have your job, right? You have your privileges, allowance, assistance, and routine, and then suddenly, what do you have to do? Suddenly, your seat is up for grabs and you must win it back with no guarantee of victory. Would you want a dissolution? That's right. That's why members of parliament never want a dissolution, because they know it will interrupt current affairs and maybe they'll never come back to power, you see? That's the problem. I've seen dissolutions where people, that's it. It's over. Game over. They can lose their job overnight and then it's over. So he kind of threatens with that. If you keep going like this, I'll dissolve, you see? So it's happening. Like, if you notice what I just said, just in the last minute, about the seat and work, you don't want to recline your seat, to win it back once again through the polls, to take the risk and all that. You notice that there's no one left working for the country. That the system as it is, that the Republican system, the Fifth Republic, subservient or integrated into the European Union and all that, well, in the end, there's no one working in the interest of the country. Everyone, to understand the equation, to understand what's happening, the thing is, you shouldn't think in the collective interest. If you think in the collective interest, you'll never be able to analyze the situation. Because whether it's the country's interest or the supreme interest of the nation or anything else, if you think like that, it won't get you anywhere. Actually, what you need to do is think in terms of personal interest. Everyone is there to defend their own shop, defend their career, defend their seat, their party, all of that. Since Macron, it trickles down, it cascades. You see, he's, let's say, the conductor. He's the one who sets the tone, if you will. And then it cascades down to the others. So there you go. We'll see how it turns out. I'm still watching, like I told you. But remember, it's usually about ego and personal interest over national interest. All right, my friends, thank you for following along until now. Here, I'm in the south. I've come back to the southern hemisphere. It's really nice. The Emirates, I really enjoy it. For those interested, I'll share something. When you're in the Emirates, you have this desire to work, to create, to innovate. It drives you. Why? Because everyone you meet is like that. They have that mindset. Many entrepreneurs, both men and women there. And so it lifts you up a little. There's an energy you get from that. Here, I'm in the southern hemisphere. The atmosphere is a bit more relaxed. You see, you feel like taking a little nap. You want to walk on the beach in the morning, in the sun, all that. Watching the sun set like now, soon it will set. So it's different atmospheres. And today, what I'm doing with the idea of nomadism is trying to take the best from each place. It's better than stressing about one country like I did at the start of this video. It's disconnecting my personal fate, disconnecting my family's interests, disconnecting them from the future of country X or Y. I live, I take the best from each country, and well, that's it. As simple as that. I believe that today there's no more salvation in the collective. I don't believe there will be a collective jolt or awakening. I hope there will be an awakening. I have nothing against an awakening. I want it to happen. Honestly, after all this time discussing it, do you see it coming? The awakening? Yes, there are angry people. Yes, I see it. Angry people everywhere. I was in the United Kingdom a few days ago. Yes, there were plenty of angry people. But are these angry people actually going to take action? No. Will their votes change? Never. So they're angry, but that anger doesn't lead to any kind of action. So deep down, collectively, we keep going in the same direction. We're sinking deeper. Stay calm. That's why, even if I agree that some people don't agree with the story, I understand that some people don't agree with the story about nomadism and all that. I know it's not for everyone, but for me, it's the only solution I've found so far. If you have a better one, let me know. If you ever start a revolution, I'll come, but that's not going to happen. Revolutions are over. That's it. All right, my friends, I'll see you in the next one, and we'll keep watching this mess. See you very soon.